To manifest wealth, I put into action the required wisdom. Welcome back to Grow Rich, Grow Happy, people, the place where we follow those breadcrumbs to wealth. I want to talk Bitcoin, Bitcoin strategy, and what everyone should be thinking about. Now, I know on this channel we cover a lot of tokens, and I'm always talking about Casper, but one thing that is always evident is I believe that Bitcoin is king. Bitcoin will always be king. But I want to talk about a strategy that's going on right now in the United States. Matter of fact, in the world when it comes to cryptocurrency and mainly Bitcoin. But what I want is you guys to follow those breadcrumbs to wealth and be looking at what the US doing. And while you're doing that, I want you to be adjusting your strategy as well, namely with Bitcoin. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about how you guys can become millionaires, everyone on this channel. But it's not going to come without some hard work and some goal setting. But it's not very hard if you really take what I'm saying and put it into perspective. I don't have on my tin hat today. My two Rottweilers got a hold of it last night and they ripped it to shreds. So guess what? I gotta waste some more aluminum foil and make another one. But anyway, if this is your first time stopping by, make sure you do me a favor, hit that smash that like, leave a comment, and make sure you hit that bell notification so that you don't miss a video. But more than that, share these videos with people that you care about or just people that you know uh, that really should be at least thinking about cryptocurrency and maybe getting a foot off in it so that it could change their lives like it's going to change yours or like it already has. So let's talk about it, guys. Okay, I've been doing a lot of research like I always do. I'm always thinking about crypto 24/7, whether I'm sitting outside on the deck, out front, sitting in the studio, wherever. My phone is usually buzz, buzz, buzz with crypto. I live on Twitter. And one of the things that I'm always taking in different perspectives, and this is what I hope you guys do too. So when it comes to Bitcoin, I follow Bitcoin extremely close, and I'm gonna jump over here and show you this. I follow Bitcoin extremely close, and it's right now it's at 62. It's then took a big time nosedive. We're at a 58 in fear and greed. We all see what's going on, but it's not going to stop this crypto launch that's about to take place. Now, with that being said, I want to take you over here and I want to show you something, and I'm going to wrap this up. Or shall I say, while I'm talking, I might flip back and forth, have those personal moments with you guys because I want you to really, really understand this. Okay, if you come over here to crypto news and you just go here and you click on Bitcoin because you can separate this. You can look Morgan Stanley to allow financial advisors to pitch Bitcoin ETFs, excuse me. Bitcoin price drops below Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. That's all you see. That's all you see. And a lot of you, this might be the first time you're hearing this, but there's a lot of talk of the United States possibly floating around the idea of using Bitcoin as a reserve currency. This is not the only place doing that. And with that being said, I want you guys to think about something before I jump over here. I'm going to jump over here and I'm share this article with you. Bitcoin as a reserve currency, a new geopolitical force. And I'm going to share some of this with you because I think it is highly relevant. And we always talk about, following the breadcrumbs of wealth, but sometimes we don't talk about really examining some of those breadcrumbs we're picking up on. So if you've been around lately and kept your ear to the news, you see that all of these MicroStrategy is raising what is, I believe, $2 billion to buy up some more Bitcoin. You got um, BlackRock, who's snatching up as much Bitcoin as they can. I was listening to a guy who used to work on Wall Street, and he since retired from Wall Street, and I believe it's Dot Fred. I want to say Dot Fred, and he's on Twitter. And the guy had a lot of different. Um, he has some really good perspectives on Bitcoin that made me even think. And I don't know why I didn't notice it before. Like we always talk about tokens with a circulating supply, and then you have the finite supply. And for Bitcoin, it's 21 million. And he made a point. He says everyone should own at least one Bitcoin. And I told you guys, you know, a lot of you out there, you might invest in Bitcoin a little bit here and there, maybe $100 here, $100 there, and I always say, Bitcoin is not going to make you rich, at least in the short term. If you're putting in money like that, if you truly want to build life changing wealth in a snap, you're going to have to look at altcoins, maybe even meme tokens, but you have to. I believe in taking that money that you would put into the Bitcoin, the $200-300 here and there, maybe even 1,000, maybe even 10,000. I believe in putting that in altcoins like Casper, ICP, tokens of that, maybe even XRP, and when that starts to multiply, then with some of those profits, you can go and maybe either buy a whole Bitcoin or a half a Bitcoin or a quarter of a Bitcoin, work your way up to an entire Bitcoin. That's important because, and he said it, I mean, dude made a great point. He says there's probably 100,000 millionaires in the world. 100,000 millionaires. How many of those 100,000 millionaires own one Bitcoin? Not many. Not many. Because there's only 21 million Bitcoins. That's it. That's all it'll ever be. So if you look at the US looking at, oh, this could possibly be part of the reserve. You look at other countries trying to possibly float this idea. And then if you look at how fast these major corporations are buying up Bitcoin, you have to ask yourself, why? Why are you guys trying to control all of it? This is why they say if you own Bitcoin, do not sell your Bitcoin. I understand that so well. You don't sell it. It is truly digital gold. It is truly that store of value. Now, there's talk that Bitcoin is going to reach $140,000, $150,000 a token at the very tip top of this particular bull cycle that we're in. And as far fetched as it sounds, there's also talk that within a decade, we could be looking at $1 million Bitcoin for one. So, in sense, to become a millionaire and just off of something that you don't have to watch, you could just park your money there and go on about your business and say, I'm not going to touch that money at all, like some of you guys' savings accounts, which is really not making a lot of profit for you. You just park it there and you go on about your business. And when a decade possibly go by, you could possibly either be looking at $1 million Bitcoin, or even if you're looking at a half of that or a quarter of that, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. A return on something that you've parked. So, my strategy, and I believe you guys should look at it as strategy at all as well. I would never discount Bitcoin. Love Casper. Casper's going to be here. It is one of those tokens that is, it's something you should have in your portfolio. Not financial advice. I'm not trying to push Casper on no one. But Bitcoin is almost like that token where your goal should be to get one, at least one Bitcoin. And once you fight over everyone to get that one, because it seems like it's going to be hard now with how many they're buying up. But we have people like my friend that has, I'm pretty sure he has probably maybe 30 Bitcoins. Not selling it is the true power. That's the true power. So, what I'm about to show you right now, I'm about to jump back over here because I want to make a point with this. All right, we want to look at this article right here. Remember again, it's Bitcoin as a reserve currency, a new geopolitical force. All right, then I'm not going to go over the whole article. I'll actually post it down below. But it says Bitcoin could theoretically shape the global world order by becoming the de facto reserve currency. In an era marked by global economic volatility and political uncertainty, the concept of a new world order is increasingly gaining traction. Now questions loom on how this new world order would take place. The Changing World Order, and I highly suggest this is a book written by Ray Dalio, and I've owned this book for quite some time. I think I own the Audible version as well. I highly suggest if you really want to understand not only cryptocurrency, but the world and the financial landscape of the world, you pick up this book. And if you're serious about cryptocurrency, this is the book I telling you. You need to read this book because then a lot of what I talk about, a lot of people, different people you may know, talk about, you'll start getting why, oh, cryptocurrency. Oh my God, I'm really getting into this early before it really spreads like an epidemic, a good epidemic, especially if you're one of the ones in it in the beginning. So, history, never discount history. Never, ever, ever, or shall I say, discard history. I love to say discount. Maybe because I'm cheap. Anyway, in the book of the same title, The Changing World Order, Ray Dalio provides insights into the rise and fall of nations, strongly influenced by the level of adoption of their currencies as global reserve currency. The U.S. dollar has long held this position, but its reign is being increasingly challenged by rising debt levels, growing income inequalities. We all know that, political polarization, and most importantly, by recent geopolitical developments. Since the U.S. started to weaponize the U.S. dollar by seizing dollar reserves from Afghanistan's central bank after the Taliban's reemergence to power, or by cutting off Russia from the SWIFT payment system following the invasion of Ukraine, sovereign countries have started to look for alternatives. So they're talking about it there. It's already starting this shift in the global currencies. It's already starting to shift. Everybody's looking at cryptocurrencies, namely Bitcoin. So if you skip on down here, and I want to show you something right here. All right, I believe this is it. A decentralized reserve currency. The days of Bitcoin being declared dead are officially gone. And with former presidents advocating for national Bitcoin reserves, the digital asset is entering a new stage of adoption, a sovereign one. At a recent Bitcoin conference in Nashville, former U.S. President Donald Trump promised to maintain a strategic national Bitcoin reserve and advocated for Bitcoin to be mined in the U.S. Interestingly, also noting that if we don't do it, China will do it. In addition, Senator Loomis proposed to introduce legislation calling for a strategic Bitcoin reserve that will reduce national debt of the U.S. by buying 1 million Bitcoin over the course of 5 years. So, we have to follow the breadcrumbs of wealth. We see where everything's going, people. We see it. It cannot get any more plain than that right there. So, the goal, along with holding all of this crypto we have, the goal And I'm telling you to set this goal because I know the importance of having a goal that you're going to work toward. The goal should always be to become as financially free and happy as one can. And Bitcoin could be that North Star. Bitcoin could be that North Star. So my strategy, of course, if I got rid of different crypto I hold and everything, different things, could I own Bitcoin? Yes, I could own one. But that's not the wealth. That's not having one now for me is not worth the tokens it's not worth my portfolios that I hold because I know in the short time they're going to enable me to get tons of Bitcoin. And that's what I want you guys to realize. Not that Bitcoin is something that's gone. It may be gone right now unless you're a tycoon. But if you follow the plays that we talk about in this channel, if we follow the plays, and I'm actually in the midst of reviewing one right now. And this is a good one. I believe this is going to be a really good RWA play that you guys can really make something on. I'm not into it yet. I'm still reviewing it. I'm going to bring it to you soon, maybe even tomorrow. But the goal should be at least one Bitcoin. However you want to get there, get there. But I'm telling you, my strategy is to invest heavily into to some of the plays we talk about. Casper, ICP, different ones that we hold. I'm going to Ondo, that's another one. PIF Network, that's another one I don't cover enough. I've been DCAing into it because overall the goal is to get this one Bitcoin before there's no more left. Before there's no more Bitcoin left. Now, for those of you that either have Bitcoin already, you already hold an entire Bitcoin, or you hold multiple Bitcoins. You might want to think very carefully before selling it. I'm watching these billionaires just buy this stuff up. They're buying it up. And just imagine when they get so many and then everybody say, I'm not going to sell it. You're going to have to look high and low to find a Bitcoin to invest in. So that's what I wanted to bring you guys. Just a different way of looking at it. 100,000 millionaires in the world, but how many of them own one Bitcoin? It's something to think about, especially when you think about 21 million Bitcoin. That's all it would ever be. So just imagine the place you would take up there with people when you be able to say, I own one. I'm one of those 21 million. I hold one Bitcoin or multiples. Just food for thought. To the next one, guys. If you like content like this, let me know down below. What I'm curious about, how many of you guys out there own an entire Bitcoin? Or how many of you out there plan to make Bitcoin a part of your portfolio once the mega money come in? Sound off down below, guys. Again, I appreciate all of you. Thank you for all the new subscribers. To the next one, enjoy your day. Enjoy your weekend. I'm out.